questions about underwear? Oh, hi. Just going through the last of the questions that we received in response to our request for viewer inquiry and fan requests for information about the game for this month's video grab bag. So now that I've gone through the thousands and thousands of questions you guys sent in, we're going to take a walk around the building, we're going to find all the experts, and we're going to get you all the answers to all the best questions that came in. So now that I'm totally done, let's go ahead and take a walk.
Josh.
Yeah.
A couple more questions came in.
Couple more. This could take a while.
So obviously we're not going to have crowd control. I mean, otherwise poor mages are just going to get pounded. But the things that we're trying to do to limit the amount of abuse from crowd control is you're not going to encounter big instant cast, I mez the entire army type of situations. A lot of the crowd control is going to be very small, very focused, very tactical. Even those types of crowd control will be hard to lock a character down for extended periods of time because we're going to do diminishing returns. The more and more you get various crowd control spells cast on you, the less and less effective they become over time, until eventually they're just not effective at all anymore.
For sure, and simultaneously with us will be French, German, Italian, and Spanish. At a later time, not too soon after launch, we'll probably have also Chinese, traditional and simplified, and we'll have Korean and possibly Japanese as well.
No buff bots in war. Basically what we're doing is all buffs are group only. Therefore, your party member has to be in the group to get the buff.
Yes, you just won't be able to get there. They'll only exist in the rich, vast, and storied Warhammer IP as future expansion locations.
Hey everybody, it's Paul and Jeff.
I think that they're talking about the podcast when in actuality there was one before that with Daniel Kaiser.
Daniel Kaiser game trailers. He had to set up in this room. It was so small and the lights were so bright that we asked for some sunglasses, and he only had these like really expensive designer glasses. And then Jeff quite rightly pointed out he needed sunglasses, so we both wore sunglasses. And I thought that it was so ridiculous and that we should do that forever. So I went to a cheap ass shop, begin with a W. And I bought $4 worth of awesome, and so I've been wearing $4 worth of awesome.
Those are the official Warhammer sunglasses.
But lots of people are going to be wearing them for this Q&A, so I got some black ones off Angie today, so that I could be different.
My favorite part of the game, I really like the Tome of Knowledge, and I also like Public Quest. I think they're two things that we bring to the genre really that nobody else has done. So. Tome of Knowledge, Public Quest, awesome.
I like the fact that Jeff whips us like mules to get it out on time. I respond well to that.
I like the noise you make. Ooh, it's not a mule noise. It's an owl.
That was a mutated mule.
Okay.
That's an excellent question. We've got over 300 public quests in the entire game. Typically, on average, each chapter will have approximately 3 public quests. The starting areas do have some really interesting and exciting public quests, but they're not the only place that you'll find these types of quests. We've got quests in dungeons, public quests in dungeons. We've actually created a special focus team. We've got several of our developers entirely focused to going through already created public quests and adding additional love to them to make them unique and exciting. So you'll see these things all over the game throughout your entire career, no matter which race that you play, in dungeons, outdoor areas, and there are a lot of varieties actually.
That's a trick question, and no matter what I'm going to answer, somebody's not going to like that. However, my personal opinion and what I'm seeing in the game is it's going to be a mix of both. Gear, obviously, is going to help you take on even more powerful opponents than you normally could, but skill is going to be the deciding factor in the situation when the players are very close matched. In a lot of cases, you're going to be relying very heavily on your group mates and the strategy you use on different RVR maps and in different one-on-one fight scenarios.
You're the executive producer, baby. You know the answer.
Yes!
Yes.
Where'd that yes come from? It's as though it came from on high.
Yes, absolutely.
This is one of the things that no matter how many times we've said it, if we don't say it on video, people don't believe that we mean it. So that is the face of the man who is telling you, absolutely, you will get to play all the quests in the game, regardless of your race.
Yes.
Where the IP demands, we are doing gender-specific careers. A perfect example of this is Chaos Warriors. The Chaos Warriors are huge, burly Northmen in very, very thick armor. Therefore, they're huge, burly Northmen and not huge, burly women.
Geez, Games Workshop absolutely loves us, I think, just like we love them. It's been a great relationship where they allow us to have some leeway within the IP, though they're very, they have a lot of guidance for what we do, but it's been a great relationship.
I saw this. I saw the epic chopper armor, which just got finished a couple of days ago. And when that was brought out, other artists gathered around, looked at it, and went, "Ooh, ah!" And people have gone, "That's it. Everyone's going to be a chopper." So the fact that they let us do things like that and produce cool stuff means we're not just copying the miniatures; we're making it great.
There are quests that will do that. There's quests that take you into RVR flagged areas to kill other players. There's quests that take you into RVR flagged areas to secure battlefield objectives. And there's quests that take you into RVR flagged areas to participate in scenario, instanced, point-balanced battle against other players. So there's actually a lot of things to do as far as quests go in RVR. They are not mandatory, but they're a lot of fun.
First off, we love casual gamers. Our RVR system is set up so that we have large open areas of RVR the players can just saunter through, attacking people at will, on their way to scenarios. Scenarios are fantastic in that people who only have a few minutes, maybe half an hour to play, can jump online, join a scenario, play in a really cool little instanced area that's set up specifically for RVR, and just kick the crap out of order or destruction.
Well, other than the fact that healers are going to have options to lower their healing ability and increase their damage for cases where they're not the primary healer in the group, we also have a couple of interesting gameplay mechanics for different types of healers in the game. There aren't going to be a lot of healers that just go heal, 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 heal. Perfect example of this is the shaman, who builds up additional healing power via building WOG by casting nuke spells and other types of abilities, which thus improve his healing. So your most effective shaman is going to be balancing a mix of damage and healing.
Brendan Giblis is great.
Fists of Gork, great big like fists that smash the hell out of you.
So I have to say this. Focused fire from the engineer. Awesome.
Feed my god from the Chaos Mages. Have you seen this? He does this, he goes with lightning, lightning, lightning. He kills you, and then your body splits open, and a horror comes out, and then starts killing people. The mini keg with the engineer, where he brings out like a keg of beer, and then other dwarves can drink it, get completely lashed, and kill people. The turrets,
Turrets are good.
The Empire Mortar, that's really good. The Shaman Eek ability, where the Shaman can vibrate, make his head explode, and everyone flies around.
What about the Black Orc Get Out of My Way, where the shaman's in
Get out of my way! Get out of my way! All that stuff's really cool.
Our tech is cool. New stuff you've never seen.
That we don't understand.
That we don't understand.
Well, because we're not techie people. But I did see some tech testing. We got Knockback in, and we got the Bloodthirster in and the clipping thing. So what we did is we got a dwarf, and we put him on a mountain, and we put a Bloodthirster next to him, and the Bloodthirster did this like stomp knockback, fired the dwarf, because we set the parameters real high, fired the dwarf over the mountain and into the entrance to a dungeon. So we played like Bloodthirster dwarf golf.
Like a hole in one.
It was a hole. It was dwarf into a hole. The only thing I can tell you is something that's true. Colin Shannon and his tech monkeys have reduced the memory footprint of the game by 40% in the last month. So whatever the spec is now, it'll be much, much smaller when they've done their work.
Do you hear that, Colin?
Which they're paid for every month. They steal money from us every month, pretending to optimize our game. So they're going to have to do it sooner or later.
No, they're not pretending. They optimize the game.
That's because they set the spec enormously to start with. It's getting better, and we'll get faster.
Well, there's a bunch of different values for that. You're looking at different things all the way from the new player experience to huge boss battles and massive PvP fights. The goals that we're looking for is for the solo player experience, fighting individual monsters 30 seconds to a minute on a fight. For people interested in RVR scenarios, player-on-player fights will range anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute and a half in a very decisive battle. Obviously, where people are going back and forth across major objectives and big tides of fights can go on for a very, very long time. It's all about the player participation and the skill involved and the type of objective they're fighting over. The answer is once a week, the entire company turns out for about a half an hour to an hour to play both RVR and PvE matches. And then on top of it, multiple teams participate every day around 4 o'clock in RVR matches and scenarios and open field play.
Awesome. Like we got huge numbers, huge number of signups. I can't tell you how many. We'll announce that later. We got great peak numbers for people actually playing. We're getting great feedback from them. People are they're eating it up. Public quests. Awesome. RVR. Wow.
The bit that I like about our beta, is that when you've been working on a game for 2.5 years...
You know what a beta is?
Be quiet. When you've been working on a game for 2.5 years, you end up like this close to it. You can't really tell whether it's any good or not.
Okay.
So we ordered everyone to go into the beta and play it. And what's been surprising is just how people have had to come back and been working on it, get a little jaded, and they go, actually, I had a really good time. I laughed a lot. I really enjoyed it. So that's really good. And we caught a really crazy item bug. like that. A crazy item bug. Which people come in and go, there's a crazy item bug! And then they throw solid, like cast iron typewriters at Justin's head for doing it wrong. But that's what beta's for.
I've always known that it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's always going to be great. It involves a chicken and a chaos chicken, and we have some video diaries about it.
Let me give you a hint. If you're a high level guy and you want to come down and grief the low level guys, that's the hint.
Wait till you see it. It's going to be awesome.
Black Orc.
Bright Wizard.
Choppa.
Chosen.
Engineer.
Hammerer.
Ironbreaker. Blazing Sun.
Magus.
Marauder.
Rune Priest. Shaman.
Twig Hunter. Warrior Priest.
Witch Hunters.
Zealot.